Okay.
Sounds definitely okay?
Sounds okay.
So I suggest we keep this short and then just test it, because the oven's preheating anyway. Obviously cut this out now. Yeah. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Good to see you. I'm David, this is my girlfriend Sandi.
Can you really see them though?
Well, no, not literally, but I'm sure they're there. I'm sure there's at least one person there.
Your mum?
Possibly. Hi Mum. So this is a channel mostly about marketing, but it's also probably going to be about Sandi mocking me and also mocking marketing. So yeah, if you like marketing, this is a great opportunity for you to probably post something in the comments, infuriated with how my girlfriend Sandi sees marketing as a load of old cobblers, I think she initially said. That's kind of toned down a little bit, but...
I don't think I've ever said that, and I've never used that phrase before in my life.
I thought it was cobblers, but can you remember the terminology you did use? Keep it clean though.
Well, I'm not sure that I can repeat it on the channel that you are launching, especially for video 1.
Okay, so, but basically it wasn't very nice. So I'm going to start by just getting Sandi to kind of explain, really, like just clarify. You don't have a very high opinion of marketing and us marketers, do you?
I think it's less about marketing as such and more about the people who market and why they would choose to enter a profession in which they're essentially manipulating people to spend money that they work hard for and earn justly, yet fritter away on unnecessary objects. We're all guilty of this, but it strikes me as odd that there would be anybody out there who so blatantly wants to twist the way we see things so that we buy more in a period when we should actually be thinking about sustainability, and when we buy things that are more expensive at a time when we have a crisis, a financial crisis biting us, especially here in the UK.
Okay, but we've spoken about this before. Do you not think that there are very different forms of marketing, and that there's good marketing, there's bad marketing, and do you not see lots of good marketing going on that really brings a lot of positivity into the world? Is that not fair to say?
Give me an example of marketing in a positive context.
So I would say that there are lots of examples of companies, as we speak right now, producing amazing products that really, really care about those customers, and they have very well-defined...
Hang on, I'm going to stop you there. How can any company care about a customer
Do
when
I
it's
get
a
a
conflict?
chance to speak at any point on my own channel? Or? Okay.
No, not right now, because I think what you're saying is that incredibly naive perspective. You're spreading a sense that a company really cares about its customer. And actually that's a myth, because what the company cares about is making money for itself. And so it's a conflict of interest to suggest that a company cares about its customer. It cares about its customer only relative to the agenda it pushes in order to survive itself. It's like a cancer.
Okay, so interesting point of view. So you're an artist primarily, right? You love art. So, I mean, is it not true that many, many great artists have also been exceptional marketers? So there's a lot of people that think like that Van Gogh guy, whatever, perhaps, I think he was probably a very good painter, but there's a lot of people think that he didn't actually cut his ear off. It was just like a kind of like marketing, like guerrilla marketing.
I'm sure you're setting yourself up for this, because nobody could be quite as stupid as you appear to be being right now. Van Gogh.
But hang on a sec, it's quite easy to, in that day and age.
In his lifetime.
So there's no social media, right? Nobody can record it, whatever. There's no like mobile phones, so he could have just like faked cutting his own ear off. That would have been quite easy back then.
Well, it was the 1880s, and I would say that any decent art historian is going to.
Can I just clarify though? Like my point still stands. I don't, as far like, I'm not that au fait with technology and art history, but I don't think anyone had mobile phones in 1880.
No, but we could look at corroborating evidence as art historians that would suggest that in fact Van Gogh did cut off his ear, and that it wasn't some ploy in order to get people to buy his paintings. Far from it. It was a peak.
Right, but wasn't he also quite skilled in like other art, like sculpture, so he could have just sculpted like a fake ear out of like papier-mâché or something? possible?
David, I know this is for the benefit of people watching us.
Yeah, but hang on a second.
But
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
You're talking about something that you obviously do not know anything about.
No, but I'm just
at
yeah. But
all.
you can't look at this like rationally without emotion because you love art. I'm a lot of art.
I also know art, by the way. I know some art. I don't profess to know everything there is to know about Van
But hang on a
Gogh,
second.
but
If you
I
can
certainly
if
know.
you can just do it to market, and I can do. If you can like go, oh, marketing's rubbish. It's a waste of time. They're all scumbags. I can do the same to art. So I don't. I think a lot of art is just like a load of old bollocks. So I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate. Like the guy could have fake cutting off his own ear. I mean, if I wanted to fake cutting off my own ear, I could definitely pull it off.
You're picking such a poor example to do this with. Let's look at artists who in their lifetime have been fantastic marketers, right? So we could say that somebody like Picasso, you could say in a really cynical way.
I'm joking.
In a really cynical way, he was an excellent self-publicising machine. But he also had lots of integrity in the art he made, so all the different phases and iterations of what he chose to do stylistically. We could say that someone like Warhol, who came from an advertising background,
Who? I'm joking again. Carry on.
was an excellent marketer, but really, again, there arguably was an integrity to the work. Artists sometimes care that other people buy their work because that's the means through which their work gets seen, right? So there's a difference between an artist selling their work from a point of integrity and a marketer working on behalf of a company who want to sell products to consumers,
but
who have no grasp on the fundamental integrity of what is made. You have to separate something that is manufactured and something that is crafted.
But I would say that there's a lot
For
of
example.
art, and I'm thinking Damien Hirst, for example, that kind of ilk. A lot of art and branding of artists around the art is completely manufactured.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure you admit that. So it's just the same thing, surely.
And I'm not disagreeing with you, so I'm not sure what you're really getting at.
I think the conclusion that we might be striving at here is that both art and marketing are absolute rubbish and a complete waste of time, possibly.
I would say that one is a vehicle for change and the digest of the entirety of culture. And I would say the other one is the digression of culture in order to manufacture, again, a sense that there's meaning in life when there might not be. One is the absolute zenith of meaning for most people who make it and for those people who may consume it. And the other is really about an intense greed that has been kind of proffered throughout the entirety of our Western world. It's kind of disgusting.
I think it's the same thing, though. I would just throw that one right back at you as the person kind of sticking up for art, that the same thing applies throughout the art world. I think that there's immense greed there as well. I mean, you look at kind of what goes on with people buying works of art and hyping them up, galleries, exclusivity. I just see
now?
the same thing that
What word was that you think you
just-
used?
You know what I mean. I just see the same thing going on in the art world. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would agree. Obviously, I'm hoping some people are going to watch this. I'm hoping we'll get some comments. Let us know what you think. But I'm sure a lot of people watching this would agree with me. And I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong, technically. But I'm sure a lot of people are going to agree that so much of art and everything that surrounds art and the art world is just like massive style over substance, and it's just like a load of rubbish, basically.
But in
People
your kind
hanging coats on chairs. Oh, look at what I've done. I mean,
your kind of relativism here is like completely.
I'm just throwing some balls in
empty.
the air. I'm just throwing some thoughts out there. I'm not saying art is rubbish and marketing's better.
You've just
and a more
said that
I'm not
art
saying
is
I'm not
rubbish.
saying marketing is a more noble profession than like
Well, certainly not. I don't think
throwing
anybody
some
in their
paint
right
on a
mind.
bit of a board and going, oh, that's genius. That is. I'm not saying that.
I
I'm just
would
throwing.
really like to clarify that in this conversation, you as a marketer and me as an art historian have got fundamentally opposing views on what it means to consume. I would imagine that your version of consuming is about being fed, whereas I would think that consuming is about nourishing. And there's a difference. Art nourishes culture, and culture is nourished by it. Whereas with marketing and the promotion of goods, sales, merchandise, materials, whatever it is, what we're doing is we're simply satisfying our need to be fed, and that's because we are entirely vacuous often. And marketers know that. They highlight that and they seize upon it and they use it for companies or on behalf of companies who want to make money out of people who are not disabused of their incredible naivety and greed. Don't forget, the consumer is greedy as much as the company. I covet and I want these products. If I'm marketed to, I am going to be likely to buy a certain product. Why have I bought this jumper? Why do I have these jeans?
Well, I think that's the question that everyone is asking. So that was a joke. It's a very nice jumper. That was a joke. Carry on.
If I were to buy
I'm just trying to lighten things up because...
Why? Because you can't handle what I'm saying to you. If I was to buy a piece of artwork for our home, right, that would be a deeply meaningful purchase for me. Now, I'm not suggesting that everybody, especially in the high-end art market, people who are spending tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of pounds or dollars on artworks, especially lauded, celebrated and famous artworks, aren't doing so for the kudos of owning that piece.
Okay.
But the machine of celebrity that governs whether a piece of art is famous or not, and therefore is higher value than something else, is similar to the machine that churns out thousands of products that we don't need, but they're sort of almost like the inceptive issue about a piece of artwork which is unique, is authentic, and then the thing that a marketer might do where it is about bums on seats, sales in the millions, making sure that the ordinary consumer has their hope kind of grafted onto this mass consumerism. That is horrible.
Okay. So I think we have to leave things there because I think we left the oven on.
We did.
Yeah. Okay. So to conclude then, we haven't managed to convince you that marketing is any better than you thought it was when we started the video. You've still got a pretty low opinion of it.
Were you actually expecting to convince me of something?
I thought I threw some good points in,
You
which were quite
didn't do anything that was compelling.
Well, I couldn't really get a word in, could I?
Well, that's because you set me off.
I mean, it's like supposed to be my channel. But...
Well, good luck with it, David.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll need it.
Okay, and yeah, you better get started on that dinner. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments. It's the first video of many, so subscribe, and I'm sure we'll have lots to say again soon. Bye for now. That was interesting.